This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report.
Boy, that was close, Scott. You were still pushing buttons.
Getting things ready.
Wow.
It's called multitasking.
Good job.
It's the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, show number 319 for Thursday, February 22nd. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the Dominator Race Products studio. And I think I got that set up there. Yeah, we already have one entry, and I haven't even mentioned this, though. Of course, as we do each and every week, thanks to DCR Graphics, we're going to be giving away
another special edition.
Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker. Here, we'll do the close-up shot here. Let's do this real quick. There you go. One of those guys with the Hammer Down Army drivers on there. All you got to do is type in hashtag DCR in the Facebook live comments or the YouTube live comments. Either one will get you in, or both.
Yeah.
And you might get two entries.
Maybe.
Actually, we've confirmed that kind of works. That's the cheat there. So feel free to do that if you got two devices.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that works good for us, too, because then it counts as like an extra view. We get a count on YouTube, and it's good for everybody. Everybody wins there. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking to 305 racer and former Dirt Truck Rookie of the Year back in 2020 at Fremont Speedway. I guess I didn't say that part. Austin Black, he's in the green room. We'll be chatting with him in just a little bit, find out what his plans are for this year. And we have some racing news to get to. We'll give away some pizza, some Big D's pizza we'll be giving away.
Ooh.
With how many? Yeah, I think, spoiler alert, I think you won the how many from last week. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. What's that?
I thought I did, yeah.
A little bit of racing news. It's kind of a slow news week this week, so definitely won't be going as long as we did last week with the special Ron Miller
and that
trivia.
was fun. It really was.
And I got a lot of positive feedback about that. And
really?
If you haven't watched the video, it's definitely worth going and checking that out. A lot of pictures from Ron's
halfway through last weekend, I was thinking, boy, we should have rethought the how many. How
many pictures did you show?
No. We should have said, how many total cautions will there be between the 4 Daytona events? It was a nightmare.
Well, a nightmare if you're a car builder, I suppose.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So actually, I believe we have for how many we're gonna have to spin the Big D's pizza wheel.
Ooh.
We will, and we have a little make good for last week, and as part of that.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
A surprise?
No, it's kind of an oversight.
Okay.
With the how many people can put their guesses in the Facebook comments and the YouTube comments.
Right.
Apparently, I overlooked the YouTube comments a couple weeks ago missed out somebody who had a correct guess.
So you added them to.
So they're going to be added to the Big D's pizza wheel this week. I thought that'd be only fair.
That's very generous of you, Scott.
Yes.
Since it's not your pizza.
Well, it's nobody's pizza except for the person that wins. Well, I'm so confused. Still charting on Apple Podcast charts in Australia. We haven't hit the charts in the U.S. and Canada in a few weeks. Our U.S. and Canadian listeners have been letting us down a little bit.
After last week's show, I'm disappointed.
I know. Well, I don't get the data until tomorrow for last week's show, so it's like a week behind. So I'm sure we're going to be shooting up on that.
Gotta be.
Yeah, we'll be.
Now, is that from Evergreen or is that?
That's just Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
But Evergreen is where our podcast originates from. It's like and then it just kind of goes out to
everywhere,
to all the other, to Spotify, whatever, Amazon, where you can tell your Amazon Alexa. They don't do much. They're pretty dumb, actually, because I have one. Yeah, I don't like them. But you can tell them, hey, I want to listen to the Hammer Down Racing Report podcast. We'll play the latest episode.
And they'll do it?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty nice of Alexa.
There you go.
Spoiler, that's a secret.
It's been able to do that for like 5 years now. So if you're just now figuring it out, I'm sorry. Got to mention Ron Miller Race Cars in Lambertville, Michigan. 734-856-7223. He's got race cars, parts, safety equipment, transmission service.
Yeah. It appears
he's like a transmission doctor.
It appears that our phones are working again. I was part of that.
Oh, that's right. You had the outage this morning.
I was part of that AT&T outage, yeah. That was kind of a nightmare. And it's really scary, Scott.
It's not scary. I saw Dan Rice post something today. 1990s and 2000 kids are learning how us Gen Xers grew up.
Yeah. You had to try being a baby boomer there, Lynx.
Well, you might have been around before there was phone wire. You probably had the telegraph.
What do you think the T in AT&T stands for?
American
Telephone and Telegraph.
All right.
I was thinking this morning.
And that's why you have that?
Yeah, I got a little telegraph training when I was a Boy Scout.
Are you serious? I was only kidding.
Like about 7,
I'm so confused.
I think I could still type out SOS.
So anyways, if you need to get a hold of Ron Miller, you can do that after the show. 734-856-7223. Order parts and stuff. And
yeah.
I think you have one of our sponsors coming to pick some stuff up on Sunday, as a matter of fact.
Yep. We've been very busy, too.
Also got to mention Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals, the birthday race coming back July 13th. And what else we got so far? Only other thing really confirmed is the American Late Model Series, the return of those guys. That'll be Memorial Day weekend at Oakshade Raceway. That's Saturday night. And then opening night, Saturday, April 27th. And they'll be racing every Saturday night through the 28th of September. Last time I talked to Pam, they are going to try and have some practice dates.
Oh, that's
cool.
cool.
It's all dependent on the weather, though.
Oh, before opening day?
Before opening day.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
So we'll have to keep an eye on the weather on that. We'll let you know if and when that happens. Of course,
they could showcase some of the rumored improvements.
They could. Keep up to date on
but you know how rumors are.
Things going on at Oakshade on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or OakshadeRaceway.com. Also got to mention Dominator Race Products, freeze-frame photos, DCR graphics, and Dipman Motorsports.
Really?
Yeah, Craig was supposed to call me and give me some copy to
they're
to
on
use
board?
today. Yeah, for a little bit here.
Huh.
Craig never called me. I don't have any copy points, so we'll just make that up as we go. We got some stuff to cover before we bring Austin on here. We had some racing action from last weekend, so let's check out our racing roundup.
Racing Roundup.
Of Outlaws, Case Construction Equipment Late Model Series. They were at Volusia Raceway Park Thursday night. Nick Hoffman picking up the win there. Friday was Devin Moran, and Saturday was Mother Nature. Rain winning there. Bobby Pierce, though, was awarded the Big Gator Series Championship there. New Smyrna Speedway, Thursday night, George Phillips won the Pro Late Model. Friday night, George Phillips won the Heart to Heart 100. So he had a couple of good nights in a row there at New Smyrna. And that's really all that, other than the big series.
Right.
That was here in the
ARCA
States.
and Daytona.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Murray Bridge Speedway, though, let's shift down to Australia. Yeah. Saturday night, Jack McCarthy picking up the win in the wingless sprints. Justin Chadwick in the mod lights. Nick Hall winning the V6 sprints. At Perth Motorplex on Friday night, it was Callum Williamson picking up the sprint car feature win. Steve Element in the Formula 500. Saturday, it was also at Perth Motorplex, a 2-weekend show there. It was Jock Goodyear in the sprint cars. Kai Blight, former guest on the show. In the late models, Veronica McCann was competing there, had bad luck and did not finish.
Again.
Yeah. And Cody Terraccio in the Formula 500s was the winner there. ARCA race, they moved that up from Saturday to Friday because of the weather. It seems to be a popular thing recently to move races up. I don't know how that works out for people that are coming in from out of town or whatever, but that's not my problem.
I think the ARCA folks were there anyway, so
probably, yeah. Gus Dean picking up the win there in a very late ARCA 200 at Daytona. I did manage to stay up for that.
Did you?
Yeah.
It was a good post-race interview.
I didn't. As soon as the race was over,
that was it. Huh?
Yeah, I couldn't stay on there. Of course, Friday night before the ARCA race, Craftsman Truck Series at Daytona, Nick Sanchez, former guest of the show, he picked up the win there in the Florida 250, and then the Xfinity Series, of course, got rained out on Saturday. Sunday's Daytona 500 got rained out.
delayed
until Monday. Last Thursday, though, I guess we hadn't talked about this. Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell were the winners of the Bluegrass Vacation Duel qualifying races. And then Monday, that's when things wrapped up. First, it was the Daytona 500 with Austin Hill picking up the win with the, I guess they'd already gotten the white flag when the yellow flag came out.
Yeah,
because Watermelon Guy kind of made a move there and caused a big wreck at the end.
There's a lot of internet chatter about the way that race ended, but
it is what it is.
It's according to the NASCAR rule book.
What did I say? I meant William Byron picking up the win. Austin Hill won the Xfinity race later that night, which I also stayed up late to watch. A lot of late night racing at Daytona.
Oh, it was.
And that is your racing roundup for this week. I got to mention DCR Graphics, your vinyl racing graphics provider. They do full wraps, partial wraps, number decals, sponsor decals, decals of just about any kind. They're currently running a special to design a car for a new video game called Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing. I got the number from Dale to call the guy. I still haven't called him yet.
Really?
Find out more information about this game. I guess it's going to be a PC and was it PlayStation game? Something like that.
Really?
I don't remember. But $20. He'll $20 will get your very own late model design by DCR Graphics, as well as an AI and selectable driver in the upcoming game.
Ooh.
So that means you can drive your own car in the game, or it'll be one of the fake guys.
You could race against your own car.
Yeah, race against yourself. As much as I understand it. If you want more information on that, call or text Dale. DCR Graphics, 419-308-9523. You can check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/DCR Graphics. And also you can order your official Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, car sticker for your car. If you have a race car, slap it on your car, take a picture of it, tag us in Facebook, and you're part of the Hammer Down Army. We'll report on your race finishes each week.
If you want to, just send him $10.
There you go.
He'll put them both in the same envelope.
There you go. $5, he'll mail it to you or deliver it to you. He'll work something out for you there. You can get a hold of Dale again, 419-308-9523, which is now going to be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Also got to mention Dominator Race Products. They have what you need to be in winner's circle. Dominator with 30 years of experience to put you out front. Hood scoops, radiator fan shrouds, hood pins, body brace kits, and more. Right now they are looking to hire a shop worker. I probably should update this because I don't know if they still are.
Maybe.
They might still be. If you're looking for a 40-hour job week in manufacturing of plastic parts, part prep, and learning to run and program plastic equipment, message them on Facebook for more details. You can also... check out all the great products they have. Body components, hood pins. They got all kinds of cool stuff, which I got on my car this year. Some new parts on there. So, DominatorRaceProducts.com. You can call them at 419-923-6970. And Dominator Race Products also available from your local reputable race shops such as Ron Miller Race Cars.
And Dipman Motorsports.
Yes. Through Ron Miller Race Cars.
That's it.
Let's bring in our guest. Again, we have Austin Black, the 2020 Fremont Speedway Dirt Truck Rookie of the Year, and currently a 305 sprint car racer. He's got 14 years of go-kart experience. Yeah, before that. So here we go. Austin, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Think. Except I'm clicking around trying to find. There we go. Make you a little bit bigger, and we're going to get rid of this. There you go.
There we go.
So, how did it all begin for you? How did you get into racing? We said 14 years in go-karts. How did you get started in that?
Yeah, so 4 years old. Well, first of all, my grandpa on my mom's side and my grandpa on my dad's side, they both raced, and my great-grandpa on my mom's side. They all raced Fremont. That's where the 78 comes from my papa. And then one day, 4 years old, Dad had a cart sitting in the garage. He put me in it, put the headphones on, and because at a little age, you're kind of scared of a motor sitting right beside you. So after that, he took me out to a parking lot, and I tried a couple laps and never looked back after that. So Dad always thought we were going to be in it for a couple years and get out, and 17 years altogether. Now we haven't quit 1 year. So
So do you still run the go-kart?
no, we sold everything
Okay.
about 4 years ago. And that's when we got the truck.
So you haven't made any of the races that Gumby's race that
No,
he and Corey put on.
Yeah. So I've been looking for somebody to put me in one, but then I had also the same mindset of why might as well just go buy one and get a motor and just go play around with.
There you go.
But when you got a sprint car and all that stuff kind of adds up, you don't really got the extra spending money for a go-kart.
What kind of cost is it to get a go-kart? I have no idea.
I mean, competitively, like not just like backyard stuff, probably close to $5,000-6,000 maybe.
Wow. That's more than I paid for my stock car.
It's not exactly cheap racing,
Damn,
Scott, but
yeah.
it is racing and a lot of fun.
Nice. So in 2020 then, which was a weird year anyways,
really.
That's when you got into the dirt trucks there at Fremont. How'd that deal come together?
It all came about with Jim Senior McGrath and Jimmy McGrath Jr. They live right down the road from us. Senior's truck was just sitting in the driveway for like 5-6 years, just sitting there on trailer, open trailer. So Dad stopped there the one night and asked about it, and he didn't want to sell it. Well, then we finally talked him into it, and then when we talked him into it, everything came with it, ready to race. Went out first night, and I mean, you're not gonna know what to do when you go from a go-kart to a big motor. So I mean, you're not gonna know what to do. So
Did you have any practice ahead of time, or your first race was it?
Send out, go, see what happens.
Right. So what happened?
We made it to the feature that night, so
Nice.
I was happy. And then I think it was a 5th or 6th race in. We started on the pole, and we never looked back. I got my first win that night. It was on September 12th, I think it was. But it was a fun night that night. I mean, I'll never forget it, especially being my first win. That's what they say. You're never gonna forget your first win. So,
And you mentioned a couple before the show. Mentioned the competitors that you had to beat to get that feature win.
Yeah, it was that night it was Kent Brewer and Jim Holcomb that night. We were all three of us were either 3 wide, or me and Kent Brewer or me and Jim Holcomb going back and forth the whole 20 laps. We went green the checker that night, and that was probably the last time we went green checker on a dirt truck. So, but yeah, so the 2 guys that were winning all that year was either Valeni or McCoy. Well, I had to be the bearer of bad news and split them 2 up.
So you ran a couple of years in the trucks. Was it your plan before even getting into the truck that you wanted to get into sprint car racing, or did that just?
My dad always helped out John Ivy back in the day with the 5i and the 20, and I was always at the shop when I was little. So when I started growing up, I always told Dad I want to run a sprint car. So never really had the money at the time. So then that's why we pretty much got into a truck to experience a bigger motor and get into how to set the car and stuff like that in the truck. And after that, we finally sold the truck to buy the motor for the sprint car. So a lot of money comparison there.
So did you learn anything in the truck that you could actually carry over into racing the 305?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just how to race the track itself, from racing go-karts to going to a bigger track and knowing, hey, you still got an outside line out there. Is anybody still going to be beside you? Go-karts, you can just dime in the corners and not have to worry about anybody beside you up top. So there was a lot of difference. But yeah, the truck helped me a lot with the sprint car. People tell me all the time that trucks were way harder to drive, which they are, because they're a lot heavier than a 1,500-pound car.
Right. So now that you've got your feet wet in the 305, any thoughts of moving up?
We've had thoughts of 360s, but it's a lot more money. But 360s and 410s are about the same amount of money right now.
Right.
That's a bad thing. So if you get a 360, you might as well just spend the extra couple $1,000s to just buy a 410. And but yeah, it's just one big money issue right now, and that's even with the 305s. 305s are getting pretty expensive too.
Aren't you on the same tires as the 410s?
Yeah. So till the end of this May, we'll get to run the old tires, and then after that, we gotta all switch over to the new tires. Which we've been running new tires. We still have some old tires here and there, but
right,
all of them will soon be eventually to the burn pile. Because you can't get rid of them anywhere. You can't sell them. I mean, so unless you take them to PA, because a lot of guys over in PA run them. Some guys out west still run them.
Sure.
Wow. So you didn't get the Rookie of the Year in the 305s. I guess something happened at Attica that knocked you out of a chance of getting that Rookie of the Year thing?
September, it was the 2 day show, Attica Ambush. It was in a B main. Just got the green flag and hit somebody's right rear tire and went over top of the backstretch. Came down on the tail tank and fractured my back in 2 spots. Put me out for 3 months. So that was the rest of the race season.
Wow. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, we were there that night. That was ugly.
Yeah, the doctor said he goes, I shouldn't be racing again, but you know, us racers, we don't like to listen to doctors.
Yeah. I think I understand.
Wow. So I mean, it took you 3 months then to get back? Well, I guess 3 months, it would have been middle of winter by the time then. So you had some extra time to heal up for the next race season, right?
Yeah, had a bunch of time.
Gotcha.
And it stink. I mean, it sucked because I wasn't working either, and I didn't have any money coming in, so that also sucked. And then you couldn't buy race car parts that you needed.
Yeah, that had been a frustrating time.
Yeah.
So, your plans this year are you running for points at Attica and Fremont?
Yeah, Attica, Fremont, AFCS. We're gonna try to hit all those shows. We're gonna probably hit a couple Lima shows that they got with the GLSS 360 series.
I wanted to ask you that. How competitive are you? I mean, you're running the 305 against the 360s there.
Yeah.
Are you fairly competitive against them there in that small track?
Yeah. What makes it a lot easier for 305s, it's real dry slick. So we can get a hold of the track a lot better than 360 guys can. And then we got the chance to actually put a wing slider on. And that was a different from going manual to hydraulic wing slider. So got the hang of that. And now that Attica and Fremont are allowing that, I think it was my foot in the door because I actually got to use it a couple times. So I think
you have a leg up on some of the other competition at Fremont and Attica then?
Yeah. Most people say that it's going to get hard. It's going to be hard to get used to it because you have a manual wing slider. So the only time you can change it is when you're in the pits. So now we can change it whenever we can out on the track. And I think that was my time. Hey, just go out on the track and just move it, see what happens, see how you like it.
So how much of I'm curious to know how big a difference does it make to go from one extreme to the other?
Could you explain to some of our listeners what a wing slider is and how changing the wing changes the car?
Yeah.
So wing slider, when your manual wing slider is just like 2 dowel rods pretty much with Hymens on both sides, and there's just a little pin with holes in it to change it when you're in the pits. But a hydraulic one is like how it sounds, is a hydraulic cylinder, and then it's a wing valve that you can move with a little lever that hooks onto your car and that goes straight to your steering pump. So when you're racing, you can either move it back or forward. If you move it back, you're going to tighten the car up. So it's going to be sticking up into what we call throw it to the trunk. If you throw it forward, you're wanting to race on a heavy wet track to loosen the car up. So, but the only thing you can't change is the wing angle, and that's with the wing tree. You have to do that in the pits, just like the 410 guys have to too.
Right.
Gotcha. So does it make a big difference then? I mean, you can tell the difference during the race even. Yeah.
So like when we went to Lima, the wing slider I had is called a KSE, and you can only move it. You can move it back while you're racing, but if you want to move it back forward, you have to move it under caution because there's not that much pressure for that KSC. The new ones that they came out with, they're called sweet valves, and they got more pressure going to them to where if you want to move it back forward while you're racing, you can. So that's what we're going to be going to this year. So if it does rubber up, I can move it back forward because when it rubbers up, it's like you're running.
You can tighten the car. Yeah.
How much of an additional expense is something like that to be adding to the car?
A good sweet valve, a new one, you're probably just at the valve, you're probably about $400 or $500, and then the slider itself probably about $250 to $350, and then you got all the lines. Just the lines alone, another $500. So you're probably looking at least $1,400 just for the wing slider and the lines and the valve.
Now, is it? I'm guessing that you would say it's worth it.
Yeah. The manual one just $50.
Okay.
Yeah. So going from 50 to 1,500 to 1,400 is kind of a big difference.
So who was were drivers pushing to get that in the 305 class at Attica and Fremont?
Yeah. Most drivers were. I know some of the older guys didn't want to because you know how they are.
Yeah, Ron, I know how they are.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm almost there.
They didn't want to have it on there because they're like, why should we have it? We've had 305s for how long now, racing them for how many years, and we're just now going to switch them back or switch them to wing sliders. And it's just like the trucks. They're making the trucks, I see, more like a late model. And then now you're getting the 305s. Now they're trying to make the 305s look like a 410 now. So, gotcha. And they're saying trucks and 305s are supposed to be a what do you want to call it? Like a cheaper expense. But then once you start adding everything in and all the new stuff that you got to get now, I mean, you're not looking at a cheap expense anymore. You're looking at one of the most expensive. But
at the same time, it kind of prepares 305 drivers that are going to go step up to the next level there. So.
Yeah, but you'll have everything after the 305s. Like once you go to a 410 or 360, you'll have everything from a 305.
So in theory, you could put an aluminum motor in your 305 and be a 410.
Pretty much, yeah.
There you go.
You can say that, yeah.
So how many different tracks have you raced on? You mentioned Lima Land and, of course, Attica, Fremont. Where else have you raced?
Wayne County and Waynesfield were probably the only other two that I've raced at. We've talked about going up to Butler up in Michigan. I talked about going to I-96 a couple times, but
that's a fast track.
Yeah, we never had the time to go up there. So, because every time we want to go up there, we're always racing at Fremont or Attica.
So what do you have a favorite track then out of those tracks, the handful of tracks you've been to?
My favorite would probably be a tie between Lima and Fremont.
And why is that?
Boy, those two are drastically different.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've raced Fremont plenty of times, and I know how it is. I know how mostly it's going to be almost every night. Attica is just – we struggle a lot at Attica with the speed at Attica. And then Lima itself, I mean, it's just a nice little bull ring. I mean, with running with the 360s, I mean, I think it's great because you can go up to the top and you can pass guys that are running down the bottom because they can't go anywhere. And it's just real. It's nice atmosphere down there. I mean, and they treat you real good down there. All the sprint car guys park with each other. It's not like at Fremont Attica where everybody scatters everywhere. I mean, Lima, you park with the sprints. The modifieds and street stocks park with modifieds and street stocks. So it's real nice. I mean, you get to park on concrete and everything else like that. But the track, I mean, I like the track.
I hear a lot of the sprint car guys we talk to, they say that Waynesfield's their favorite track because it's so small.
Yeah, I raced there once. I think it was my first year, and it was so fast but so small at the same time. You didn't know what to do. You couldn't even think on what you were doing. And I think it was 2 or 3 people wrecked right in front of me, and it was like, okay, what do I do? Do I try to go up top or try to go to the bottom? Like, because when they wreck, they're starting to come down the hill, so you don't know what to do. And it happened so fast. It's unbelievable on how fast that track actually is for how small it is.
What's the jet fighter in a gymnasium or something?
That's it.
Is that what
Yeah.
the description was?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what are some of your long-term racing goals? I mean, do you see yourself getting into a 410 at some point? Anything even beyond that?
I mean, yeah, I've had my thoughts on it. I've always had my thoughts of somebody picking me up and having me race for them, but I gotta prove myself first, which you always gotta prove yourself. But yeah, I mean, I want to race 410s, but my actual big goal was race 410s with the World of Outlaws or All Stars.
There you go.
So that's been my childhood dream to go race with them guys, but sometimes kids around this area in Clyde, Ohio don't get that chance.
So is it because of the area that you live in kind of steered you towards sprint car racing as opposed to maybe dirt late models like my man over here who is stepping down from dirt late models, but
Stepping back from them.
yeah.
Yeah.
When they started the 602 crates at Fremont, that's what we were gonna do. And then the year that we were gonna get a late model, they got rid of the late models at Fremont. So we were gonna start off with that and then make our way to super lates like at Attica. But it never had. They got rid of it, so we just stuck with the go-karts for a little bit longer, and then that's when we went to the trucks and now 305s. So it was either or. It was either late models or a sprint car. Well, late models are a little bit cheaper then to get started. But yeah, so they got rid of that, and then we couldn't race it. So we didn't want to spend the money for a super late and go race with them guys. So we just kept everything kind of small for a while.
gotcha.
I mean, I'd like to race a late model. I mean, I would like to feel that left rear lift off the ground and go around the corner.
I know a guy's got one for sale. He doesn't
Yeah.
have a motor though. I don't know can you put a 305 motor in late model?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know
Ron can make anything work.
I don't know what you do with the tube sticking up through the hood, though.
I don't know. So I hear you're looking for. Do you know a guy named Don Henry? I think it was.
Gator.
Yeah, he sent me. I was Monday. I was our guest that I was planning on having for tonight was actually racing tonight, so he was unavailable. So Monday I was like, man, I wonder who should get it on the show this week. And then all of a sudden I got an email from hammerdownracingreport.com. There's a little form on there from a Don Henry who said, I enjoyed your talk with Ronnie McCann a couple weeks ago. I'd really like to hear you talk to or speak with Austin Black. I'm like, why not? So I reached out to you, and here we go. But I guess he says that Dean says that's my twin. I was wondering if there was any relationship between Dean and Don there. I wasn't. I don't know if he's just messing with me or not. But anyway, he said that.
Brothers.
Are they okay? So they really are brother. Okay. He said that you may be looking for sponsorship for this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're always looking for sponsorship. I've caught around quite a bit. Some people they want to do it. Some people don't. I mean, that's just how it is. It's either a yes or a no.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't matter all the way through race season. If you want to sponsor middle of race season or you want to give a couple $100 at the end of the race season, it don't matter. But yeah, anytime, and your name will be plastered everywhere. Car announcements, shirts.
Every little bit helps too.
Yeah,
I mean,
anywhere.
it doesn't have to be a $30,000 sponsorship, although it'd be nice. But
Oh yeah.
a couple bucks here and there, it doesn't hurt. But how can people get a hold of you then if they want to sponsor the 78 car?
I'm on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias pretty much.
Look for Austin Black Racing.
Yeah, Austin Black Racing or Austin Black on Facebook. Or
Gotcha. I couldn't find you on Twitter. There was too many Austin Blacks.
I know. I when I tried doing my account, there was like 30,000 of them.
Oh,
All right. Well, at least it wasn't me. So before we let you go here, what sponsors do you have currently lined up for this year that you want to give a shout out to?
I got quite a bit right now. I got a la carte after hours. That's in Portland, Ohio. It's my aunt and uncle, Bill and Lisa Black. They're in Port Clinton. They're open Wednesday through Saturday to 1 to 10. Then the a la carte cafe, their breakfast. is open Sunday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Norman Family Collision in Bellevue, Ohio. The Escape, that's on Township Road 178. That's Bellevue, Ohio. It's a music venue. Live bands every Saturday night. They start in May. I can't remember when they go to. Tiffany's Furniture in Fremont. Kristen Kirby, Century 21. Ray's Pet Salon, that's in Clyde, Ohio. Landshark Fab Shop, Bellevue, Ohio. WDLC Sheds and More. If you need any sheds built, give this guy a call. You can find him on Facebook. Oxford Funeral Homes in Clyde. Berryman Racing Shocks. That's what Doug Berryman makes all of our shocks. He also does torsion bars too for the sprint car guys. Southridge Market gas station in Clyde, and then Cool Customs. Mike Chafee does all our paint for like my tail tanks, stuff like that, bodies, and then Baker Automotive Repair in Clyde, Ohio.
Boy, you better never go non-wing racing. You're no room for all those folks.
Yeah, and then shout out to Gator Don Henry. He does most of the fiberglass to the body that we got going on. If any damage happens, I just go give it to him, and he'll have it done right away. So
That must be nice.
it is, because I hate touching fiberglass.
So I'm assuming then your first race on your schedule is the opener at Attica.
Yeah,
that's in a few weeks. Are you ready?
Oh yeah. Well, I got a steering pump I got to go get tomorrow, and then some other stuff. Oh, my fuel tank's still in the works.
Is it going to be? You only have a few weeks.
I know.
That's coming up.
Well, usually you know how Attica is. We got the date, and then it's rain date or too cold.
Yeah, it's
freezing.
Somebody was saying that they should start in February because it's been pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, today was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, except for the rain.
Oh yeah. Well, I meant yesterday.
Okay.
And the weather folks are talking 70 degrees one day next week.
There you go. Attica openers moved up to next week.
Yeah.
Follow
NASCAR's lead.
Yeah.
Also, I got two more things too. My crew. Shout out to Tony Myers, my dad Kenny, and Andrew Fisher. Tony's been with me since go-karts. And then special thanks to my grandpa, Tom Black and Grace Black. They've been part of the family racing for forever. Don't know if you've heard of Lacey Black from Fremont, Ohio. He was a big sprint car guy. He was my uncle, but he passed recently last year, or 2 years ago, I should say. But he was the guy that was in the golf cart in the infield at Fremont every Saturday night, watching the cars go by. That's just what he loved to do. So that's his wife Grace, and then his boy Tom, and then like I said, my grandma and grandpa too. So
very nice. Any advice you can give to Ron here, who is, as we mentioned, stepping down from a late model to go race the dirt trucks at Fremont this summer? Any advice you got for him?
I don't know. Oh yeah. Just have fun, I guess. I don't
He
know.
always has fun.
That's it.
Compared to a late model, I don't know what the big difference would be.
Are you ready? Have you? Oh wait, you have raced. You raced at Sandusky. Have you raced on the dirt though?
I ran. Oh boy, I think it was 3 years ago. I ran the 911 truck.
Yeah, I was there that night
at the Ford Classic.
Yeah, I was there that night racing.
Did he beat you?
Probably.
Very well. Well, Austin, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We got to move on here, we wish you luck this season. Go for the point championship, man.
I'm gonna try.
And we'll be following.
Yeah, you'll see Ron weekly out at Fremont at least.
Well, that's good. You racing trucks this year or when?
Yes.
Sweet.
I am. My son Steve is, and we're building a truck for a well-known Fremont racer.
One that you split up, probably, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, Austin, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
We'll see you.
You like.
There you go. It's Austin Black, 305 sprint car racer at Attica Fremont, and that'd be kind of cool seeing the 305s against
Lima.
Yeah, Lima at the Lima. They're having the. I should have asked them about the. They're having the GLSS at Fremont versus the 305s.
Yeah,
they'll probably be excited about that. I don't know how. I know at Lima line he said when it's dry slick they can compete there. I don't know how well they stack up at Fremont.
Wonder if that's against an Attica Friday night.
No, that's a Saturday. That's the same. That's a Saturday in May. It's the same Saturday that stock and truck show is at Fremont as well.
Okay.
It was a weird deal. It's the versus night. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane, custom print magnets, canned koozies, tumblers, and other gift items. Whatever you can think of, they can slap a freeze frame photo on it. A racing shot, a victory lane shot.
Ooh.
Yeah. A truck action shot.
Or if you just want a really cool picture to hang on the wall, they can make it as big as you want.
Yes, yeah, just like this. I ordered that from Charlie actually a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I was like, I needed one.
How'd you get that checkered flag, Scott?
I worked hard for it.
Yes, you did.
It was hard. Give Charlie a call at 419-476-9978. Freeze frame photos, special moments, frozen in time. We'll see Charlie and his freeze frame crew back at Oakshade Raceway on a weekly basis this summer. And again, I want to mention Dittman Motorsports will be stepping on. This will be the unofficial first week of his sponsorship, since I don't have the official sponsorship information or his phone number written down, but I can almost read it off of my sticker. 419-283. Is it 8580?
Got to look at your phone.
I got to look at my phone. Yeah, 8580. 419-283-8580. Dittman Motorsports there. And we'll talk more about him next week. Got some racing news. Then we're going to do our How Many and give away some Big D's Pizza. And don't forget, you can also get in the drawing for the Hammer Down Racing Report window decal, the special edition deal right here. You cannot buy these, but you can buy these, just the Hammer Down logo, I suppose. And that's what you can slap on your car, become part of the Hammer Down Army. And more information on that at hammerdownracingreport.com if you're not familiar with the Hammer Down Army. Let's do some racing news, and then we'll do some giveaways here.
Latest racing news.
So not much. As far it's only this. I only got this much. Only three little news bits this week. Yeah. And one of them's again about the Daytona 500. Actually, before it happened, did you hear about the jet dryers that crashed?
No.
Yeah. There's a picture on Twitter. I guess one slid down into the other. I don't think there was a spectacular explosion fire thing like when Juan Pablo Montoya
hit
slammed into the back of the one under caution. It wasn't quite that spectacular, but it did cause a little bit of an issue there. It appeared that one of the jet dryers lost traction on the damp track and slid into the other jet dryer. No injuries were reported. One other note here that I check websites weekly for the show.
Yeah.
One of them I've been keeping an eye on is the allstarsprint.com. That was the former All-Star Circuit of Champions website. Yeah, so it's finally gone.
Oh,
yeah, sad. Rest in peace. Just has the GoDaddy placeholder there for it.
Give us a call. We can build your very own website.
I do that. And then one other little bit of news. Waynesfield actually put out their schedule today.
I saw that.
Did you? What'd you think of that? Before we talk about it.
It wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot. They
and they issued an apology.
There was an apology?
Well, that it wasn't going to be a weekly deal.
Oh, I didn't think they needed to apologize about that. But 12 events on the schedule. That's not bad.
No.
I mean, it's about every other week or so. Waynesfield will be kicking off their season on Saturday, April 13th with the Boss Sprints, the Great Lakes Super Sprints, and Midwest Thunder Midgets. Other classes that'll be in action at Waynesfield over the 12-event schedule includes modifieds, compacts, dirt track truck series,
They're kind of regulars there.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's their home track. Right. That's where they were born, and that's where they've returned.
Yeah.
Fast sprints will be there for the Ohio Sprint Speed Week show on Sunday, June 9th. Most of their shows are Saturday nights. Race Saver Sprints will be there. 305 Sprints, trucks. I'm sorry, that's still dirt track trucks, not the Fremont trucks. And then things wrap up with a to-be-announced Harvest Spectacular on October 26th. One thing I did notice that was missing from there.
What's that?
Stocks.
Ooh.
And trucks, for that matter.
Yeah.
Not the DTTS trucks, but
right.
the Fremont trucks.
Maybe that's just going to be a TBA.
Maybe. I don't know. I think the stocks, though, they tried doing that and they didn't get enough of them. I was kind of hoping they'd open up the rules so that I was talking to Craig Dittman about this. He said apparently they did, but I didn't know about this, that they opened the rules up a little bit so that some of the Oakshade guys could come there. But I don't know if that's true or not, because I never heard anything about that. And the one time we got rained out at Oakshade, and I actually reached out to Larry Bowes, and that would have been earlier in the season last year, asking if we were legal, and he's like, no. I think it was the Lima Land rules that they were going with. I think they only got a handful of cars. So
right.
But I guess according to Craig, he said later in the season they opened it up so that to try and get more bigger car count there. But I never heard anything official about that. So that's unfortunate. A little sad to see. I kind of want to race on that track. Right. It looks like a cool. I've never been there.
You want to be a jet plane?
But still cool. We got 12. Yes, I want to be in a gymnasium. It's still cool. You got 12 events down there at Waynesfield. That's coming back to life, because that track was all but gone a couple of years ago.
Right.
So it's
and Larry Bowes is bringing another one back.
And Steve Helms, who took over before him. So cool. And that's all the racing news I have for this week. And I don't believe we had any Hammer Down hotline playback this week. No messages, no texts, no messages. Could have been because of the outage.
That could be.
Probably not, because I think Google Voice was down, and that's actually what that's true. But if you would like to call or text anything you want us to talk about, you got a question, whatever's on your mind, feel free to call or text 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. And you just leave a message there. And we'll either read it back or play it back next week on the show. Most likely. Chances are. Good.
Unless it crosses a few certain lines.
Yeah, I did leave a message on there because we were having issues. We were testing things. And what I left on there, we can't play back on the show. We receive a different rating. So, anywho, how about we give away some pizza now? And don't forget, hashtag DCR if you haven't done that yet. Type that in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live for your chance to win that special edition Hammer Down Racing Report Windows sticker. And I haven't been looking at the comments here. Dean Henry, anything more on Millstream? Was it last week or the week before they announced that Great Lakes sprint show, along with stocks and trucks, coming up, I think it's the first Sunday in October. I believe that's when it was. So they they keep adding some more shows.
October 6th, I think.
I think that sounds right.
Because it was a day before my son and daughter's birthday.
And it looks like Charlie chimed in here from Freeze Frame. They're doing the Freeze Frame Kids photo giveaway race night again in 2024. So if you want to be a sponsor of that, $50 to sponsor that, just contact Charlie or Kristen or Tony there with Freeze Frame to reserve a night. And basically what that does is the first 50 kids that come in through the gate get a little ticket that they can go and redeem for a free photo.
That's really pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and if you're a racer and you sponsor one of those nights, maybe some the kids will go buy some of your photos. Or not buy, but get a free one. And they could also buy some.
Yeah.
Charlie wouldn't dislike that. All right, let's give away some pizza now. Man, I can't get rid of all your pictures. I have too much to scroll through to get to this.
How many?
All right, this week's how many, actually last week's how many was how many caution periods were going to be in the Daytona 500. There were 5 actually.
Yeah,
That
not
was
a lot. I thought
no,
that they
and that counts the yellow flag coming out on the final lap.
right,
So without that, there's only 4.
and it counts the 2 stage.
And yes,
Cautions.
correct. So 5 was
Which
the
are
magic
not really
number.
cautions; they're green and white. But
There's still caution periods there. And we said we were counting them anyway. So 5 was the magic number. You said 7 last week. I said 8 because I was pessimistic and I lost. So
did.
I'm all right with that. So congratulations. You get to pick first for this week's. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, we overlooked an entry from YouTube a couple weeks ago on the show. Or was it last week? It might have been last week's show. I think it was last week. So Matt Swander, he actually had a correct guess and should have been on the Big D's Pizza Wheel last week.
Really?
So he has been added to the Pizza Wheel this week, in addition to Nancy Schoenauer and Brian Nelson, who both guessed correctly at 5.
ooh,
So we are going to spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel to find out this week's winner. I want to make sure I got their names on there right, because I was kind of typing that during the show here. So let's get rid of this, and then we will spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel to find out who's going to win some Big D's Pizza this week. All right. You ready? Here we go.
go!
Round and round it goes. Each one has a 33% chance to win. It looks like it's going to be Brian Nelson. I'm going to go out on a limb before it even starts spinning. There it is.
Yeah,
Brian Nelson, congratulations. You are the winner of a Big D's Pizza. Get a hold of myself or Dean or Big D's Pizza, and you have 30 days to redeem your pizza. Congratulations. So this week's how many? Chance to win
what are we doing this week?
Big D's Pizza. We've been doing a lot of late model stuff recently since we had Austin Black on earlier, and we're talking sprint cars this week. How many high limit sprint cars are going to be at Golden Isles on Saturday night?
Ooh,
Yeah, I didn't type this one in because I was lacking on my prep tonight. So yeah, how many high limit sprint cars at Golden Isles? They're going to be there tonight. They're there tonight. It's a Thursday and Saturday show. We'll talk more about that in just a minute, but they'll be there on Saturday night. It's the main event. I have no idea how many are there tonight, but that might be a good indication. So if you want to play the game strategically, you may want to wait to put in your guess, but I see people are already guessing, so that's cool. Once you put in your guess, you're locked in. You can't change your guess, and
32, Scott.
I'll give you until
32.
4 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah.
4 o'clock on Saturday. All right, so Ron's guessing 32. Not 35?
No, 32 is the magic number.
John Young picked 32. Who else picked 32? Who are you copying?
Thank you,
off of
John.
on here? Oh, nobody. Chris Mize thinks 31. I'm going to go with, I could go 33, but I'm going to go with 35.
All right.
Just because I want to take your number.
Good.
That's how many cents you paid for your first race car.
That's it.
So put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live. What state? Oh, what state are they in? Where were they rated? Golden Isles
Georgia.
is in Georgia, yeah. I'm assuming that's what Dusty was asking there. Yeah, they're down in Georgia. That was I said. Oh, yeah, put your guess in the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. You can do so up until 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, local time, Eastern time, Georgia time, Toledo time. They're the same there. And you'll be in the drawing or in the running for a Big D's Pizza next week. So there you go. Let's check out our Big D's Pizza racing menu for this weekend.
Really?
Which is
I'll bet Golden Isles on there.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
Ron, you're absolutely correct.
Do I get a free
As a matter of
pizza,
fact,
Scott?
yeah, I don't know about that. You have to talk to Dean. Deuce is Wild going on for the High Limit Sprint Car Series. That's at Golden Isles Speedway in Waynesville, Georgia, as a matter of fact, and not just the state. I'll give you the town. That's thanks to Dave Kemmer, our producer, putting that prep together for us. They're there tonight and Saturday, Thursday night and Saturday night. They're kind of there with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, who are going to be running tomorrow night and Saturday. So Saturday night
It'll be a big show.
will be a big show with both High Limit and Lucas Oil together at Golden Isles Speedway.
And I would expect more cars on Saturday just because
weekend. Some people can't make it for there, and I'm guessing it pay. I don't know how much the pay is for those, but I'm guessing Saturday might pay. Usually Saturdays pay more.
Yeah.
So that's basically got action at Golden Isle Speedway tonight through Saturday between High Limit and Lucas Oil late models. And this will be the first pairing of them since the High Limit Series announced that they were running a full season.
Right.
So and they have a few selected pairings with shows running in conjunction with the Lucas Oil late models.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Oh, you know what? We're looking away from each other there. Now we can look at each other on the screen. Also in action, NASCAR back with the Truck Series, the Freight. That's FR and then the number 8. Freight 208 at Atlanta Motor Speedway on Saturday. That'll be at 2 o'clock on FS1. The Xfinity Series will be running the Raptor King of Tough. Raptor King of Tough 250. Yep. That's going to be all the NASCAR Series at Atlanta this weekend. That'll be also on Saturday at 5 o'clock on FS1. And then the Cup Series and Better Health 400, that'll be Sunday, 3 o'clock on Fox. And then for our friends down in Australia, you got High Tech Speedway with the Pro Sprint Cars, Speed Cars, Formula 500s. That is on Saturday, which is probably tomorrow for them at this point. Right. If they're watching us live. Premier Speedway also down there. Victorian Street Stock and Modified Sedan Title on Friday and Saturday, February 23rd and 24th. And that is it.
Did you see that? I forget what night it was, but or what day, but racing was canceled here. And I was scrolling through on MAV TV. I found Wade Onger.
Did you?
Announcing it was...
that's right. You said something about drag racing, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was really cool hearing Wade's voice.
Was he in the States or was it in Australia?
No, it was in Australia on the East Coast.
Interesting. I didn't realize that's what it was. Devin Moran's infield announcer tonight.
Oh, all right.
Well, I guess since the Lucas Oil guys aren't running tonight, they're just watching those sprint guys tonight.
Hand him a microphone.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe he's getting ready for his next career.
How about we do the drawing? We'll give you one last chance if you haven't put your...
hashtag DCR.
Yep, right there in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. You got one last chance to do it right now. If you already did, you're good. And we're going to draw that winner here. Looks like you got about 24 entries in there, so you get a 1 in 24 chance. Not too bad to win the limited edition Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker.
Right.
And supposedly we're getting a new supply of stickers. I don't know what he's bringing us.
Okay.
But Sunday I should have a new supply. We're dwindling down here.
Nancy Shaneauer made it past Ron Miller Race Cars and picked up her sticker.
Very good. That's right. If you win this, Ron Miller Race Cars is the place to go to pick up your winnings. So, all right, let's get that out of there and figure out who our winner this week's going to be. Any picks? Who do you think it's going to be?
John Young.
We'll find out. Here we go. 25 entries. You got a 1 in 25 chance to win the special edition sticker, Dusky Raker Bishop.
All right.
Congratulations.
I think that's a first-time winner, Scott.
I think so, too. So, Dusky, you have 30 days to get to Ron Miller Race Cars to claim your special edition Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker featuring the names of our 2023 Hammer Down Army drivers on the rear spoiler there, which I'm sure you can't read because it's going to be tiny anyways. If you can read in person, though, I think, if I take the sticker thing off.
Yeah, maybe.
Or if I have good eyes. I better write this down before I forget. Dusky Raker Bishop. Again, congratulations. And if you didn't win this week, listen next week. You got another shot to win. Or you can buy the regular Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. $5.
$5.
Get a hold of Dale. Number scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And I think that's about it for this edition of Hammer. This is weird getting done at like a regular time as opposed to last week.
Oh.
If you didn't catch last week's show with
The
all
special guest
Ron Miller and his show and tell with pictures, all kinds of cool stories, definitely check that out. It was definitely worth it. Yeah, you won't be disappointed.
It was fun.
It was fun. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kimmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on X at Hammer Report. You can follow us on YouTube as well, and you can always listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Check out HammerdownRacingReport.com. You can listen there as well. There's all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah, it's dinner time, Scott.
Is it?
Yeah.
Also, if you have a chance and you think about it, if you rate and share us with your friends, share any of the broadcast posts, whatever, it helps. Every little bit helps. It's all good. It makes it so that we can keep going. And especially our sponsors, DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, and Dittman Motorsports. If you're interested in being the sponsor of the show, get a hold of me, Ron, call Hammer Down Hotline, whatever. Next week on the show, we're going to try and get that person who, he's not racing tonight, is he?
I don't know.
Because the late model guys are off tonight.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's what Dean told me. He was racing tonight. He's probably busy tonight, though. Well, hopefully we'll get that. If not,
he's away from.
Yeah, we'll have somebody good on next week. Coming up, we're going to start doing our 2024
season previews.
Yeah, for the different tracks. I kind of put together a tentative schedule based off of opening nights, and we're gonna expand a little bit. We're gonna include Angola Motor Speedway over in Indiana,
right?
Probably Montpelier. I don't think haven't seen a schedule for them yet, so I'm not sure when their opening night is. Of course, we're going to keep Butler. We're going to move out the other way too, out east to do Wayne County and maybe Lorain Raceway Park as well. So we got a lot. So we're going to have a couple of them are going to be doubled up, I think.
And we'll be losing our folks down south because it'll be winter there.
Oh, Australia, yes.
That's the one.
I thought you were talking like Eldora, Lima. What? Why are we losing them? No, we're not losing them. It's all good. We'll see you next Saturday night. Saturday?
How about Thursday?
That too. We'll see you next Thursday night. Tune in.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Good night.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.